She acted differently, just a little differently, and you thought, maybe she's just having a bad day. Maybe it was fatigue. Maybe she simply wanted to sleep a little more than usual. But it wasn't that. It was the beginning of something that would change your life forever. 9 weeks. It sounds short, but what happens in these 9 weeks is almost impossible to grasp. Your cat is carrying life inside her, several little lives, and she already knows it long before you do. The amazing thing is, it all begins with a single moment that remains invisible, silent, and perfectly precise. In this video, it'll tell you what really happens in every single week and why you will never forget this time. There is something in week 7 that surprises almost all owners, and I won't keep it from you. But first, do you even know when it started? The exact moment that most people completely overlook? Let's begin with the silence. With the evening when she was simply quieter than usual. You didn't notice anything special. She ate, she slept, she purred. But inside her body, a miracle had already begun, one that nature has perfected over millions of years. Week 1. You see absolutely nothing. You feel absolutely nothing. And yet, everything is already in motion. Fertilization was just hours ago, and yet the first cells have already divided further and further, with a precision no lab could ever replicate. Your cat behaves normally. She eats, she plays, she sleeps in her favorite corner as always. But internally, she is no longer the cat she was yesterday. She is already a mother, even if neither she nor you know it yet. The hormone progesterone rises in the first moment, silently and steadily, like a wave coming from afar. There is not a single outward sign in this first week. That is the paradox of this time. The greatest things always begin in secret, not with a bang, but with a whisper. Week 2. The tiny embryos, still smaller than a poppy seed, travel to the uterus. They implant themselves in the lining, one after the other, with a silence that is breathtaking. Your cat might start becoming a little pickier about her food, just slightly, barely noticeable. You might think, she doesn't like her food today, but that's no coincidence. That is biology. Her body begins to redistribute resources. What used to be for her alone is now being shared. Imagine if you could see what is happening there right now. Tiny clusters of cells, each with a heartbeat in the making. There is no heartbeat yet. Not yet. But the blueprint for it already exists, inscribed in every single gene. Week 3. Something changes that you might now be able to notice. Her nipples become pinker, slightly swollen. Let's call this pinking up. If you look closely, you will see it. This small sign that confirms everything. She sleeps more. She seeks closeness more often. She lies down on your lap and simply stays there. That's no coincidence. Her body needs warmth, rest, and safety, exactly what you were giving her without even knowing it. Did you wonder during this time why she became more affectionate? You gave her what she needed, even without understanding why she needed it. Week 4. Now the embryos become fetuses. This is the turning point. The organs begin to form. The tiny heart starts to beat. No lab equipment in the world could hear it from the outside right now. But an experienced vet can already feel it. The small nodules in the uterus, each the size of an olive. If you go to the vet this week, and you should, you will get certainty for the first time. Your cat might start showing morning sickness this week. Just briefly, just for a day or two. That is normal. That is actually a sign that everything is going according to plan. Her body adapts with a precision that leaves us in awe. Week 5. The middle of the pregnancy, and the moment from which you really see what you only suspected before. Her belly begins to visibly round out. Not dramatically, but you will notice it if you see her every day. She eats more, significantly more. Her energy needs are increasing because she is now actively nourishing several little beings. Please remember, now is not the time to give her the same food, as always, and think more is enough. She now needs high-quality protein, several small meals a day, and rest after eating. Imagine her lying there at night, her belly slightly angled, and you hear her soft purring. In this moment, something is growing inside her that the world might not even know yet. Names without faces, living beings without a voice yet. Week 6. Now you see the movements. For the first time. When your cat lies completely relaxed, you might see her belly moving slightly. Small twitches, barely perceptible, but they are there. These little beings are kicking, turning, exploring their tiny space. You might hold your breath in this moment. Most people do. It is the first time it becomes real. Until now, it was knowledge. From now on, it is an experience. A difference you cannot describe, you can only feel. Your cat looks at you, calm, secure, as if she were saying, "Do you see it? I do too." She is now, more than ever, looking for a place that is safe, warm, quiet, hidden. That is an instinct millions of years old. She is preparing for the birth, long before you even think about it. If you haven't provided a nest for her now, she will look for one herself. In your closet, under the bed, in an empty box. Let her. Don't persuade her to lie somewhere else. She knows what she needs, and she needs you to trust her. Week 7. And here is something almost no one has ever heard. In week 7, the kittens develop their senses, not from the outside in, but the other way around. The first thing they develop is the feeling for warmth, for the closeness of the mother, for the purring. Yes, your cat's purring is not just relaxation. It is communication with her still unborn kittens. Researchers at the University of Sussex have proven that cat birth sounds and purring carry specific frequencies that immediately calm newborns. But in week 7, this already begins before birth, while the kittens are still in the womb. The mother's purring is the first song these beings ever hear. The first sound of their life is that of their mother. Don't you find that extraordinary? This connection that begins long before the world knows them? Week 8, the last full week before the birth, the time of preparation. Your cat is now visibly pregnant. Her belly is large, full, heavy. She moves more slowly. She sleeps more. She eats more frequently, but less at a time. Her body is doing everything right. This body that you see every day is currently preparing for the impossible. She grooms herself more often than usual, especially on her belly. That is not nervousness, that is care, preparation, instinct. Perhaps you thought this week, how much longer? When will it happen? Are you ready? I'll tell you honestly, you will never be completely ready, and that is okay. Because she is ready. Her body has known what to do for millions of years. Your job is not to control everything. Your job is to be there. Calm, reliable, simply there. The birth is approaching, and in the last few days, her behavior changes in a way that is unmistakable. She seeks you out more, or she withdraws. Both are normal. Both are her. When she stops eating, when she becomes restless and keeps returning to her nest, then it will soon be time. Knowing these signs means that you are there for her, truly there, in the moment that matters. Week 9. The conclusion. The end of the waiting. The beginning of everything. Somewhere between day 60 and day 67, it begins. Quietly at first, almost imperceptibly. She shivers slightly, not from the cold, but from what her body is doing right now. The contractions come, irregularly at first, then closer together, then she is entirely with herself. And then, in a moment that makes time stand still, the first kitten is born. Tiny, wet, mute for a second that feels like an eternity. And then, this first sound, this first, soft, trembling meow. And she, your cat, reacts immediately. She licks, she cleans, she warms. She knows exactly what to do. No textbook, no training, just nature. In this moment, when you are there and see this, you understand something that is hard to put into words. Life is not something that happens. Life is something that is made, with body, instinct, love. Each subsequent kitten comes at its own pace, sometimes minutes apart, sometimes an hour. Your cat takes no breaks. She works. She gives. She is in a state of absolute concentration. Stay close, but do not intervene unless you absolutely have to. She needs your peace, not your panic. When it is all over, when the last kitten is nursing and your cat lies there exhausted, you will see it. This look, calm, satiated, complete. That is the look of a mother who has done what she had to do, with everything she has. I have to pause for a moment, because this is really important. What you have witnessed in these 9 weeks was not just an animal birth. You have watched life. Real, raw, perfect life. Every kitten that is now nursing, breathing, sleeping, survived those 9 weeks, those 9 weeks inside her. And she did it, this invisible, silent, months-long marathon, without complaint, without pause, without giving up. I sometimes wonder, what would you say if you could thank her? Not with food or toys, but truly? Maybe the answer is simpler than you think. Sit next to her. Say her name softly. Place your hand next to her without pressing. That is enough. She understands that. She has always understood that. These 9 weeks have changed you, even if you don't know it yet. You have learned that trust can also be silent, that accompanying someone sometimes means doing nothing but being completely there. You have seen what a body can achieve, what instinct means, what nature means. And perhaps you have, very quietly, realized, this cat didn't just choose you to live with her. She chose you to be there for this moment. Not everyone gets that. You got it. I'm going to ask you very directly now, and I mean it. What was the moment in these 9 weeks that stayed with you the longest? Was it the first visible belly? The first time you felt movement? The birth itself? Write it in the comments. Not for a like, but because this moment deserves to be remembered. And now, tonight, when she is lying next to you, do the following. Look at her. Really look at her. Not briefly, not between two thoughts. Look at her and think about what she has done, what she is carrying, what she has given you. 9 weeks. It sounds short, but what you have seen in these 9 weeks remains. It remains because it was true, because it was real, because she is real, and because you were there. That matters more than you know. Your cat never put it into words, but in every purr, in every look, in every quiet breath, it was all there. The next time a cat sleeps and purrs near you, you now know what that means. Deep, true, as old as time. This story has no end. It is just beginning, with little paws that are still learning to touch the world. And you are a part of it, from the beginning, without having planned it.